transfer could finally get green light as agreement blocked. Manchester United could be close to finalising another loan move for one of their out-of-favour players in the final days of the January transfer window. Antony left the Red Devils for Real Betis earlier in the window after failing to break into Ruben Amorim's team. The Brazilian played just 8 games under Amorim, starting just once. Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho and Casemiro have all been linked with possible moves away from Old Trafford throughout the window. Whilst an exit this month seems unlikely for the latter, Rashford and Garnacho are names expected to dominate the headlines throughout the final days of the window. Earlier in the window, the Manchester Evening News reported that the defender was likely to leave this month, with a loan move more likely. Reports from the Daily Mail have linked Celtic with a temporary move, and the green light for that deal looks to have landed. Arsenal defender Kieran Tierney has agreed personal terms on a pre-contract deal with the Parkhead club. The Scotland international will return to Glasgow in the summer, but there had been hope at Celtic that he could move this month. However, the Telegraph have suggested that won't be the case, with Mikel Arteta blocking an immediate move. The Gunners have made it clear that Tierney will be part of the squad for the rest of the campaign as part of their Premier League title race with Liverpool. Celtic are short at left-back after Alex Valle was recalled by Barcelona and loaned back out to Como in Serie A. Greg Taylor is the Hoops' only recognised left-back, meaning Malaysia could make a move to Glasgow before the window shorts. Man United's Marcus Rashford to Barcelona transfer could be off as medical test confirms injury. Marcus Rashford's dream transfer to Barcelona could be off following the injury to Andreas Christensen. With the winter transfer window set to close on February 3 at 11 p.m, Manchester United are running out of time to solve the future of Rashford. The 27-year-old continues to be frozen out of Ruben Amorim's squad, having not played for the club since the 3-2 Premier League defeat to Nottingham Forest in December. Barcelona have been the bookmakers' favourites to land the player, but Rashford's salary is a problem, given their financial struggles. Spanish outlet Sport claim Rashford is their number one choice, and that has been communicated to his entourage. However, a move will likely only be made in the last hours of the transfer window, which will put pressure on United, should no other club sign him until then. As per the report, Barca have their proposal ready but are yet to present it to United following the problem in registering Dani Olmo in the summer. The Spanish giants want to ensure the same doesn't happen with Rashford. It's claimed that Barca have clear figures of what they would be willing to pay to sign Rashford on loan until the end of the season, but that would also mean the forward taking a salary cut. However, their plan may now have been put into jeopardy following the injury suffered by Andreas Christensen in training on Tuesday. The Danish centre-back sustained the injury in his right leg and is reportedly set to be out for 3 weeks, forcing Barca to rethink their plans. Brentford have been linked with a move for Christensen, with manager Thomas Frank looking to bolster his defensive options. However, the injury to the 28-year-old could now be a major blow in Barca's attempts to sign Rashford, as they may turn their attention to signing a new defender before Monday's deadline. Who will Manchester United play in Europa League last 16? Possible opponents confirmed ahead of knockout draw. Man United face FCSB in their final Europa League group stage match on Thursday night. Manchester United are on the verge of qualification for the Europa League last 16 ahead of their final league stage match against FCSB on Thursday night. Ruben Amorim's side are one of only 3 unbeaten clubs in the tournament this season, and they will secure a place in the knockout stages of the competition if they win in Romania. Even a draw would most likely be enough for a top 8 finish, due to the number of results required to dislodge them entirely. If United were to lose in Bucharest, then they would put themselves at risk of dropping into the playoff rounds and a 2-legged tie added to their packed fixture schedule. It means United will hope to build upon their late victory over Rangers last time out, and if they finish in the top 8, then they could even be in for a rematch with the Scottish Giants in the next stage of the competition. United head into their final league match against FCSB ranked 4th in the Europa League standings overall. It means if United remain in the same league position by the end of the night, they will end up facing the winners of a playoff encounter between the teams in 13th and 14th or those in 19th and 20th. As things stand, that would be Real Sociedad, Olympiacos AZ Alkmaar or Elfsborg. The picture could change very quickly though, given it would take a lot of results for those four teams, as well as United to finish in the same position they are currently in now. If they finish in the top 8, United would have an idea of the four teams they could face by the end of the match day on Thursday night and will be made aware of their two potential last 16 opponents when the playoff draw is made later this week. If they finish below 8th, they will enter the playoff draw themselves. When is the Europa League playoff draw? United will discover their next opponents when the Europa League knockout phase playoff draw takes place from 12 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time on Friday, January 31st. If they finish in the top 8, United will progress straight to the last 16 and discover their two potential opponents, depending on who wins the playoff match for the right to play them. Those who finish between 9th and 24th will go straight into the playoffs, and compete in a two-legged round to secure their path to the last 16. The teams that finish the league phase between 9th and 16th will be seeded and will face a team placed 17th to 24th. The playoff first leg matches are scheduled to take place on Thursday, February 13, 2025, with the second legs a week later on Thursday, February 20, 2025. There are no restrictions in the knockout stages of the Europa League, so clubs can face sides from the same national association as well as those they already faced in the league stage. Marcus Rashford Man United transfer escape route revived amid major Premier League move. Brentford are considering a move for Andreas Christensen, a transfer that could have a significant domino effect on Barcelona's hopes of signing Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. Rashford, 27, has been linked with a sensational move to Barcelona before the end of the January window. It was reported on Saturday that the England international, who has fallen out of favour at United, is willing to lower his salary demands in order to sign for Barca. A switch to the Catalan region is Rashford's dream. However, Barcelona's current financial situation is making a deal this month difficult. The club need to create salary space for Rashford to sign and have been looking alternative options. Their initial idea was to offload Ansu Fati, but the former Brighton forward is reluctant to leave despite not being part of Hansi Flick's plans. Eric Garcia's departure was then considered but has been ruled out, even though the ex-Manchester City defender is receiving significant interest from Real Sociedad, Como, and Girona. Mundo Deportivo reported over the weekend that Barcelona could find a solution with former Chelsea defender Christensen. The 28-year-old, who has been subject to interest from several clubs, including United and West Ham plus others in Europe, is now said to be wanted by another Premier League rival. Brentford are weighing up a January swoop for Christensen, as per The Independent, as their head coach Thomas Frank looks at whether he can boost his defensive options. The Dane has made just one appearance for Barca this season after struggling with injuries, but is back fit and could leave before the end of the month. Reports in Spain have suggested that Christensen is keen to stay and fight for his place at Barcelona, but there is still chance that he could depart. If Barca managed to get him off the books, that could free up room to revive the push Rashford from United, a move that would suit all three parties involved. It's clear Rashford is not part of Ruben Amorim's immediate plans, despite the fact he doesn't know whether or not the Wythenshawe-born player is going to leave the club this month. Rashford has not played a single minute for United since the Europa League trip to Victoria Plzen on Thursday, December 12. Speaking in his pre-Fulham press conference, Amorim said, "I really don't know. Guys, it's 8 days left until the deadline. We will see in the end of the window what happened. And then we will talk about that in the moment."